Hey, welcome back to Ancient Society. This is Lexi.
And this is Philip, and welcome back again. This is our second episode.
I'm so excited. I feel like it's only our second episode. It's not too many for us to give up just yet.
Exactly.
But it is more than one. Like, we have come back.
It is. We usually don't talk about this, but we did have a podcast previously.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
So bad.
We did half of the first episode, so this is a real progress.
I know we're doing so much better already.
We're doing so much better. Oh my god. Yeah. Today,
yes,
we are talking about my favorite couple in Greek mythology, which is Hades and Persephone.
Oh my god, okay. I love it.
Have you heard about this story?
I feel like I've heard like 10 stories.
Exactly. So it kind of gets confusing because we have a lot of different stories, a lot of different like tellings of this story.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you my favorite one because I love this couple. So this is going to be the most wholesome one, probably.
But still juicy.
It's Greek mythology. Of course it's going to be juicy.
True.
Come on. So this is Hades and Persephone, or should I say match made in hell, because it's... You know, half of the story takes place in hell / Underworld because of Hades, obviously. And obviously, before you say anything, yes, this is a very messy story, you know. I'm talking kidnapping, a secret deal, an overprotective mom, and of course, a god who's to blame for everything. But spoiler alert, it is not Hades.
Oh, okay.
So, let's get into it.
Let's go.
So, let's start with our players. So, we all know who Hades is, you know, the famous king of the Underworld and the elder brother of Zeus and Poseidon. As for Persephone, she's actually one of Zeus's many daughters.
Oh.
But let's be real, Zeus is not a very involved father.
Okay.
So, we're gonna be focusing more on Persephone's mom.
So like a distant niece.
Exactly.
Like a twice removed or something niece.
Exactly. It is complicated. We're not gonna go into too much details when it comes to the family stuff. But yeah, Zeus is her father, and the mother's name of Persephone is named Demeter. Okay. So, Demeter is basically a definition of a helicopter parent.
Oh god.
Her love for Persephone is described as fearful and defensive. Essentially, she would not let her daughter grow up, and it's giving major, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Those always raise the sneakiest kids too. The stricter the parents, the sneakier the kids.
And you'll see how sneaky Persephone was at the end. But it was for her own good. So Demeter is a goddess of harvest and agriculture, and for mortals she is the goddess, because without her they wouldn't be able to grow anything and they would essentially starve to death.
Fair reason to love a goddess.
Exactly. So she is a pretty big deal to mortals, you know. She gave birth to this beautiful girl, Persephone, and they lived on Mount Olympus with the other gods. However, Demeter she was obviously a goddess of agriculture, so she had to travel to the mortal world quite a lot.
Oh no. Poor girl has to travel to the mortals.
You know, but she was like very, how should I say it? Like, she was taking her job very seriously. So whenever she would go down into the mortal world, she would just do her job, and when it's done, she would go back.
A girl boss.
A girl boss, literally. But one rule that she had is to never bring Persephone with her down to the mortal world. So basically, Persephone spent her whole childhood up on the Mount Olympus. You know, that is not the best way to raise a child. It's basically, you know, like raising a child closed in an apartment building, never leaving. And you know how kids are, very curious. They want to know everything, like what's going on.
I mean, I moved across the world.
Exactly.
Like being raised in a small town. Like, I totally get it.
And imagine like not being able to come down from a mountain.
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel? And so our girl, Persephone, was very curious girl. So I'm not talking about little kids being curious. She was like exceptionally curious about the world beyond Mountain Olympus. And her mother would always tell her stories about what's happening down there in the mortal world, whatever. But she wanted to see that with her own eyes, not just like hear stories, especially when she was like growing up. She was like, I want to go there.
Right.
So Persephone was very curious to find out what's happening in the mortal world or just beyond the Mount Olympus.
Right.
And as she was growing up, she started having these fights with her mother, Demeter. And after a few classic mother-daughter fights, Demeter finally agreed to take Persephone down to the mortal world.
Especially, it feels like a very teenage thing. Like, it was like that you don't understand me.
Like rebellion.
Like, I fully, just from this, can see her, like, in the room, door closed, like screaming simple plan, like I'm just a kid and nobody gets me, crying about her mom.
It was like
taking
her
places.
emo phase, It's not a phase, Mom. Come on.
That's Persephone. She does great in hell, I bet, probably.
Well, let me get to that part. She had like proper, change of character when she went there. But we'll get to that.
The emo phase leads her to finally getting to go down.
And so Demeter at some point finally agrees to take Persephone down to the mortal world.
Whatever to get my daughter to shut up.
Whatever. I love her so much. She's being also so annoying. So I might as well, like, what's the worst that could happen? Literally the worst happened. Anyways, everything goes downhill from that point.
No.
So they both get ready and go down. However, for Demeter, it's not just a fun trip. She has work to do.
Yeah, it's a business trip.
It is a business trip, exactly. So she told a few sea nymphs to keep an eye on Persephone while she's doing her thing. Making the soil fertile and stuff. Whatever the agriculture goddess does.
Right.
So picture our girl Persephone just chilling with the sea nymphs, enjoying the sun and picking flowers.
Sounds like a dream.
Exactly. Like it is so...
I want to frolic.
It's such a beautiful scene, when you imagine that.
Yeah.
But just wait a few seconds.
Oh, no.
So, at some point, she spots the most beautiful flower she's ever seen in her life. As she reaches for it, the ground splits open. The Hades erupts from the depths in his golden chariot with like 4 black horses, and before she could even say a word, he snatched our girl and sped back into the underworld.
I'm like so I'm so like caught when I'm trying to think this in my mind, because it's like on one hand you have like a beautiful gold chariot, gorgeous black. Exactly. On the other hand, the ground splitting is horrifying.
Exactly. Like literally, I think like Gaia had something to do with that, because she's obviously like Gaia. So she is kind of one of the original goddesses. So she is the earth.
Okay.
So whenever like something happens with Earth, which is basically a portal from the world which is under the ground, which is Underworld, and everything that is up there.
So Gaia was a little
Gaia was like
for this.
Either allowing this or kind of plotting with all other people.
Yeah, not a wing woman, an accomplice.
Exactly.
In a kidnapping.
In a kidnapping.
Fuck a wing woman.
I mean, but like, yeah, like Gaia, sometimes Gaia is mentioned in these stories, sometimes she's not. So I'm gonna give her a benefit of the doubt that she was just like busy with other stuff. So she didn't realize it.
Okay.
The ground split open and this girl got kidnapped.
Let's hope the best for Gaia.
Exactly. So imagine this. The ground splits open, as I said, and before our girl Persephone could say anything, could say any word or like even react to what's happening, she was snatched by Hades and she was already in the underworld.
It's like, I know on a much larger scale, it feels like it's as quick as the London phone snatchers.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
There and gone.
You are like, at one point you have your phone,
scrolling.
1 second passes. And
watching her TikToks.
Exactly. And then the bike just passes and you don't have your phone anymore.
That's so fast.
So that's literally what happened to Persephone.
Gosh.
Look, it was a split of a second. She is now in the underworld and we're going to be focusing on what's happening above the ground. So Demeter comes back. She sees that Persephone is gone and starts to panic. Full-blown panic attack. Obviously, as any mother would do. And obviously, she starts screaming at the sea nymphs. And eventually, they tell her what happened. And Demeter, full of rage, curses them and turns them into into half woman, half bird creatures, which would later become the sirens that we all know. But that's another story.
Okay. I want to hear that. I love sirens. They're my
I love
favorites.
sirens, but this is like their origin story, basically.
Wait, okay.
This is how like they were made.
We need to talk about that.
We're gonna
That's
come
going in the
back
planner.
to that. We are putting that as an episode.
Perfect. Okay.
So naturally, in full revenge mode, Demeter goes looking for a way to get her daughter back. And at some point, she runs into Helios. So Helios is the god of the sun, who conveniently saw everything that happened, but went with the good old, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Okay. Child was kidnapped, but whatever.
But he was like, it's not my problem. I don't want to get involved, you know? There's already so much drama. Like, even though it's like kidnapping, like, I couldn't care less.
Oh my god, okay.
However, as the old seeing sky snitch that he tells Demeter something very interesting. He's like, girl, you'd never believe who's behind this kidnapping. It's Zeus.
What?
It is her own father, so Persephone's father.
So he's not even a snitch, he's making things up?
Trust me, he is not making things up. This is actually the truth. Zeus actually orchestrated this whole kidnapping of his own daughter. And he didn't even think much about it, but you'll hear about that like as we continue.
This is like Criminal Minds.
It is like a Criminal Minds. Oh my god.
Wow.
And like the thing that it's his own daughter makes it even more crazier.
Oh my god.
Apparently, Hades saw Persephone a long time ago. And unlike other gods in Greek mythology, he actually went to her father first, Zeus, to ask for her hand in marriage. And knowing Demeter, you know, the helicopter mother that we were talking about, Demeter would never agree to have the king of the Underworld as her son-in-law. And Zeus just tells Hades, just kidnap her. That usually works for me. Like, there is no parental instinct. There is no father instinct. Nowhere to be found.
Oh my god, I love that it's like his pickup. She's like, yeah, just kidnap her.
Just kidnap her. Like,
you don't need a pickup line. You don't need any tricks. Just take her.
Exactly. That has been working for me. So you might as well try it, brother.
Oh my god.
Now all the drama was happening above ground. But what about our girl Persephone? We forgot about her. She is in the underworld. So,
oh no.
Forget what you heard about the underworld being a fiery pit of doom. That's just like a rumor started by, you know, Zeus or I don't know who.
By the upperworlders.
By the upperworlds.
The upperworlders.
Exactly.
Too classy. They look down on it. It's just the
exactly. I always say I think that rumor was started by Zeus because I love to blame Zeus for literally everything.
Just anything at this point, it's probably Zeus's
fault. Zeus's fault. So exactly. When Persephone first got there, it was a total vibe shift. So one minute she is in a field of flowers smelling like sunshine with butterflies around her. The next, she's in a place that's giving gothic, cozy, mystery vibes.
I mean, she is a kind of emo girl.
She was like starting to get into that phase.
Yeah, so like a little My Chemical Romance style.
Exactly. So I'm sure like she was scared to death when this whole thing happened.
But also like,
okay.
Kind of like a little tattooed baddie, a little like Rami Radke.
Someone actually wanted to kidnap me?
She's like, I was kidnapped? God, I can't wait until we have video to see us like flirting with the camera. Like, me?
Like, I was the chosen one? Come on.
Oh no, this is the full-on Warped Tour going back.
Exactly. So basically think of soft shadows, misty rivers, and holes carved out of black rocks and bones, I guess.
Yeah, kind of hot.
It was kind of hot. It was definitely like atmospheric, I would say. A bit spooky, sure, but not like in a horror movie way spooky. Mm-hmm. More in a what are all these whispers in the air kind of way. And the biggest shocker there, this wasn't some messy chaos. It was actually organized, which kind of reminds me of you. Like, this is how you would run the Underworld, because you're so organized and you plan
Messy.
everything.
Everything will be planned.
Everything is planned, you know. And Hades was kind of similar to you when it comes to like organization and like planning.
That's going on any future profile, by the way.
Exactly.
Just like Hades.
Just like Hades did with the Underworld, that's what I can do with your company.
No. Okay.
So Hades had a whole system in place. He's not this chaotic devil with a pitchfork. He's actually running the place with a surprising amount of order and honestly, a little bit of a quiet dignity. And we need to give Hades more credit.
Yeah. Everything that I know about Hades is that he's just kind of this boring guy who like loves structure and organization and planning, and it's just kind of boring.
I mean, it is boring when you compare it to what his brothers are doing, you know, Zeus and Poseidon and every other god and goddesses in Greek mythology. But he was actually very passionate about what he was doing, you know, about his role. He took it very seriously. And one more shocker, he didn't even try to force anything with our girl Persephone.
Other than kidnapping her.
Other than kidnapping, you know, that happened, you know. Zeus kind of approved of that. But after that, when Persephone was in the Underworld, Hades was just playing it cool. No big dramatic speeches, no I'm the king of this place, you have to do what I say energy. He just gave her her own space. Let her chill and see what was going on in the Underworld.
This feels like Beauty and the Beast, almost.
It kind of does, but also I love to imagine that both of them were like hot. Both Hades and Persephone.
Yeah,
because I love this couple
so much. The Beast is kind of hot.
I mean, yeah, I guess like some people are into that, you know. Some people are into the Beast, you know, part of him, but some people are into the prince.
But that like kidnapping, but I'd love to have you for dinner. Yeah. Fine, don't come for dinner kind of thing. Like letting her still kind of do her.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but she is trapped.
She is kind of trapped because she is under the ground, but she is free to explore the whole realm of the Underworld.
Okay.
Listen to this. He even gave her a garden. Besides her own space, like her chambers, whatever, he gave her a garden.
So Beast giving Belle a library.
Exactly.
Wow.
To be honest, it was a bit weird. The garden was full of silver trees and ghostly flowers that bloomed in the dark. But, you know, it was still a garden.
Yeah.
But most importantly,
his
it was
version of love.
Exactly, his version of love, and it was her garden. Her own garden. For the first time in her life, Persephone wasn't being told what to do.
Oh, wow.
Her mother, Demeter, was a total control freak, as we learned previously. But in the Underworld, no one was breathing down her neck. No one was trying to force her to be this perfect little nature goddess. She could just be herself.
Oh, wow.
Which is, you know, a very big thing when you were like kind of trapped your whole life, you know, being told what to do.
Yeah.
And now you're totally free to do whatever you want. Yes, you're in the Underworld, but still.
It's like a different kind of trap. Like, you have more freedom. You have trust, too.
Exactly.
Which I doubt you have the helicopter parent. You don't quite have that trust versus he's giving a garden and freedom.
Exactly.
That's so much trust.
In some versions of the stories, people are saying that Persephone fell for Hades because finally she wasn't being controlled by anyone. But in some versions, it's about her actually understanding him and, you know, getting to know him. As I was saying, she was a very curious girl. And as for Hades, he just watched her. Not in like a creepy way, more in like he was fascinated by her beauty and everything. And slowly, without any drama or grand gestures, they started click.
Oh, that's so cute.
And this is so romantic. I think this is one of the few romantic stories that we have in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But they would literally walk by the river Styx and talk about souls and destiny.
Aww.
And it was literally like a love story, like a movie. He would bring her ancient scrolls to read and show her around his domain. And one night he got super vulnerable.
Okay.
Like, he told her stories that no one else knew. Stories about being swallowed by his own dad, about growing up in total darkness and always feeling like an afterthought to his whole family. And she actually saw him, like the real him, not the scary king that everyone painted him to be.
Yeah.
And one day, when he hesitated to hold her hand, she just went for it.
Oh.
She reached out first.
Okay.
To grab his hand.
Love a girl who knows what she wants.
Exactly. I mean, come on. That's just like pure movie romance.
Is cute. It's so tricky because it's like, on one hand, you know, when you grow up that sheltered, the first guy to show you any attention, you're kind of like, oh.
Yeah,
ooh.
like, oh my god.
But this is also just really cute.
But when you take into account that they were actually having these like long conversations, like philosophical ones, I kind of get it. You know? I kind of get it. I don't feel bad for her, you know. If we like forget about the kidnapping thing, you know, she was doing great down there. And that night, when she reached for his hand, let me tell you, the torches in the underworld weren't just for light. They were giving off a whole lot of heat.
Oh,
it was also
like
kind of the spicy kind of
heat,
you know. So yeah, it wasn't a kidnapping for me, at least from my point of view. It was a love story with a seriously messy start.
Yes,
and a whole lot of quiet, low-key romance, which I love for them.
So cute. I mean, I might still say that it was still a kidnapping, but it did get very cute afterwards.
It did. Like, yes, I am fully aware that it started very messy, but you know, it developed into something really real and good, and that's why I love this couple.
I have always seen them as like one of the few legitimate real love relationships.
Exactly. So if you compare it to like Zeus and Hera, Zeus was like constantly cheating to Hera and Hades never cheated on our girl Persephone.
Yeah.
They were just doing their own thing and everything was beautiful. Yes, they were in the underworld, whatever, but it was a pure, you know, I found my person.
That's cute. Okay.
It is super cute.
I feel like it doesn't end there.
It doesn't end there. So we were talking about what was happening in the underworld, but you know what is happening above the ground.
I feel like we should make people wait for this.
Should we?
I think we should end on this little cute love story, but know that more is going to unfold.
Exactly. So I told you what was happening in the underworld, and it was all peace and quiet and romance.
That's great.
But
nothing can
just
go wrong.
Imagine Demeter, who is still looking for her daughter. And who just found out that Zeus was the one who orchestrated this.
Oh no.
A lot of drama is happening above the ground, which I cannot wait to tell you about.
Part 2 of this coming up.
Part 2 coming.
Thanks so much for listening to our second episode. I'm so glad we got back together for this.
Exactly.
I'm selfishly just having so much fun with this podcast. I can't wait to keep going.
And stay tuned for the part 2 of this Persephone and Hades love story.
Yes.
And it gets messier from this point.
Messier?
Trust me. Exactly.
Oh my god.
You'll see.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye, guys.